Let's go straight to that top story now. Independent candidates no longer needing the 15% threshold to contest next year's elections. Instead, 1,000 signatures will be enough. The Electoral Amendment Act, as it stands, will guide how independent candidates will contest the poll. The independents failed to convince the apex courts that the amendments were irrational, unconstitutional and invalid on most grounds except for the 15% quota. Let's talk to SABC News senior reporter Canny Mapanga now. Canny, good evening to you. A big moment in South Africa's election journey. Two decisions delivered by the court today on this. One dismissing the challenge to the Electoral Amendment Act, and the other replacing that 15% signature requirement with 1,000 signatures. Let's understand in simple terms what it all means, Canny, and we begin with the dismissal.
Well, good evening to you, Iman, and to the viewers at home. Of course, we can start at the Independent Candidate Association of South Africa's application that was based on the proportional representation in the National Assembly. They argued that the 200-200 50-50 split was unconstitutional as it favored political parties at the expense of independents. However, you can see in the Constitutional Court ruling that there was nothing really that was presented by the applicants that would prove that the decision or the makeup or the two-tier system that we're seeing now in the electoral system to accommodate independence was in fact invalid or irrational. Therefore, the Constitutional Court dismissed that application and then moved on to the next 1SA application.
All right, so what do independent candidates need to know about the practicalities around the 1,000 signatures?
Well, the 1,000 signatures, that stems from 1SA Movement's application, and the Rivonia Circle was a friend of the court, assisting the Constitutional Court in making the correct determination. So what they've argued, 1SA, is that the original requirement of the 15% threshold created a daunting task for independents, and created a barrier to entry for them to contest those elections, because if you're looking at the different quotas across the regions, then they would have had to gotten between 7,000 to 14,000 signatures in order for them to register to contest those elections. So now what the ConCourt has done, they've agreed that that 15% threshold is constitutionally invalid. They've then ordered a declaration of an invalidity for 24 months, suspended. And in the interim, there's a read-in in the order which says that independents will now only need 1,000 signatures in order to register to contest the 2024 elections.
Let's break it down quickly even further before we talk about the possibility of administrative delays and what the IEC is saying. I'm an independent candidate. I decide, hey, I think I could have a constituency. I want to participate both at regional and national levels. What does it mean for me?
Well, the Electoral Amendment Act, insofar as most of the amendments that have been created to accommodate independence, still stands as it is, despite the 15% quota that was struck off and replaced with the 1,000 signatures. So as it stands, you will still run the 2024 elections in that manner. However, with the 15%, you would only need those 1,000 signatures, and then, of course, that payment that would need to be made in order for you to contest those elections. So it does level the playing field and does create space for more independents to contest should they wish to contest those 2024 elections. And it'll be interesting to see the ballots when we head to 2024, how many of those independents take that opportunity to contest those 2024 elections.
Okay, a hop, skip and a jump away from the end, but the IEC reacted earlier, Canny, saying it welcomes this and that actually it provides clarity. They don't seem too concerned about the potential for administrative delays and so on. So I guess we should take our lead from them.
Well, of course, the IEC has welcomed the judgment. During the hearing, we did hear that they would abide. I think the only concern they had about changing the threshold was about narrowing the contenders down to only serious contenders and avoiding a situation where you had a Bible of a ballot and a logistical nightmare for the IEC to conduct those elections, because it is a constitutional mandate. However, the Constitutional Court has made their decision, and the IEC has noted and welcomed the rulings.
Otherwise, we'd have to pack snacks to take with us into the election booth to get through the pile of ballots. Thank you so much, Canny, for that update, and we'll continue to explore this now as the program continues.